flex. The live is more than the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Let's bleed, shall we? Drew Titan Bronson on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. Had some time this morning, so I said, let me hop on here real quick. Let's do this roll call. G McCall, Trey, Convos with Cam, salute Queen, Sam Mack, Mo G, Mr. Shelton in the building, Tay Tay, good morning, Del Rare, Jaquila, salute Queen, smash the like button, share the video, TKI Boxing, Dal Anderson, salute. Shout out to the trolls. In case you're wondering, this is the block where I met your mom. She came to the Bronx. That's a real block. That's a real intersection, by the way. That's a real intersection. Real. Yo, what's good? What's good? Yo, I'm gonna hit your line when I get off of here, bro. That's my brother Gus right there. I'm gonna hit your line when I get off of here. Skinny, what up, man? The disrespect. You know, what's going on in boxing is a direct reflection of how the world is. You feel me? I might do pep talk tonight. If you follow me on Tony, what up? If you follow me on Patreon, I talked about that murderous demon. What's her name? Lindsay Clancy. And you see the support she's getting? Andrew 100, what up, bro? Mook, what up, Mook? You see the support she's getting? She raised $1 million. I think about $1 million on her GoFundMe, and women are coming out in drones to support her. And I'm looking at this like, what the fudge is going on? Brandon, what up? I'm like, yo, what's happening here? Y'all do realize that's a murder trial, right? I don't care how you feel about men. She deleted her babies. Well, I gave you my unedited feelings behind that on Patreon. I might do a toned down version tonight on Pep Talk. Y'all follow me on the Painful Excellence podcast. I might open up the panel, and I would invite any one of these women that agree with her. DZ, what up? Join the panel, and I want you to explain this. But what's going on in real life? Boxing suddenly makes sense. Brother Reef, salute. Suddenly, boxing makes sense. Everything is backwards. Everything is backwards. You can't tell me you praise Lennox Lewis and the fighters of the past, even the fights that we didn't get. I'll give you an example. We never got Bo versus Lewis. Some of y'all are young, but for those that are my age, you know, Brother Reef and, you know, some of you in the chat, Mr. Shelton, we never got that fight. That was the fight. 88, what up? That was the fight. We never got that. But we still hold Riddick Bowe to a high standard. We hold Lennox Lewis to a high standard. That was the one fight we never got. Now, we could get deep and blame Riddick and say, man, he threw his belt in the trash. But then there's some people that say, hey, man, that's business. We weren't really like we didn't get into it that deep. We were just mad. All right, no doubt, Gus. If I do it tonight, I'll let you know. Yeah, we never got Whitaker versus Camacho. All right, you know what? Let me bring it up to current times. Do y'all remember when the fight to make was Juanma Lopez and Yuriorkis Gamboa? Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember what happened? When these fights are here, you have to strike while the iron's hot. You gotta strike while the iron's hot. You gotta do that. Because you don't know what could happen. You don't know what can happen. Somebody can go in there and have a bad loss and it could offset their career, or they can get hurt, or we can have a pandemic. Thank you, phenomenal Mexican. Mikey Garcia versus Vasily Lomachenko. At that time, I thought Mikey had the remedy for Loma. I thought Mikey would have beat him. Fight never happened. Raven, what up? Salute to the UK. Mr. Big Place, salute. You know, and now I'm in a place now. I'm watching this thing like, yo, man, why are there more people justifying fights not happening than a little bit? BPMB, salute. Down, exactly. We never got AJ and Wilder. We're never going to get AJ and Wilder. And I'm in a place where I'm like, I don't care to see it now. Never got Canelo versus David Benavidez. At 168, there was no excuse for that fight not to happen. And Canelo told you, I'm ducking this guy. You know what he said? All he has to add is an additional 20 pounds on fight night. That's what he said. And I said, well, that's interesting. Edgar Berlanga came in that ring about 2 pounds heavier than David Benavidez came into the ring at a heavier weight class. I mean, what are we doing? Your hatred for your favorite fighter's rival is as such that you don't care what happens? The disrespect. Yeah, Young DZ, you remember when Charlo and Hurd was the talk of the town, and what happened? Hurd got in there? And what happened when Hurd got in there with, what's his name? Oh, shit, I'm having a brain fart. But that was the least likely thing you thought you'd see happen, and it happened. He beat Hurd's ass, and Hurd was never the same after that. J. Rock Williams, thank you. He got in there with J. Rock. We was like, I'm watching it like, yo, he dropped Hurd and all that. There goes that. Kovalev and Stevenson, Adonis Jump Networks. Boo Boo Andre and Charlo, it goes on and on and on and on. The difference is in the 90s, we rooted for these fighters to fight each other, and the resistance wasn't coming from the fan base. True Boxing Night, salute. The resistance wasn't coming from the fan base. The resistance wasn't, there was, of course, there was politics and BS behind the scenes. There was a lot of that, but we didn't get involved in that. We spoke by saying, hey, man, nah, we don't care what's going on. You got to fight. I don't recall Lennox Lewis making these excuses. I don't recall Evander Holyfield making these excuses. I do recall Riddick Bowe throwing his belt in the garbage. I recall that. That was a big deal. Listen, did I want to see him versus Mike Tyson? Yeah. There's video of Mike Tyson saying it'd be hard for me to fight him because he's my friend. But if that issue was really forced, I think they'd have fought. Name a fighter that Lennox Lewis says ever said that he would never fight because he's his friend, or name the fighter. Maybe I missed it, but I lived through that era. Name the fight that he didn't fight, and you can say, no, he ducked, or he said that was his friend. Name the fighter, please. I hold these guys to a high standard. I don't identify with any of this foolishness that these kids are doing today. I don't understand this. I'm literally reading these kids on the internet talking about, oh, they don't want to fight each other, talking about Keyshawn and his husband Shakur. They don't want to fight. They don't want them to. They don't want to kill each other like you want to see them do. Who said about? I didn't say anything about killing. I want them to compete. This is boxing. I didn't. When Shakur was born in 1990, whatever the fuck, I didn't go to his Puerto Rican dad, and I'm putting emphasis on that for a reason, and say, hey man, he's a fighter. I want to see him fight. No. These kids grew up. These kids are talented. These kids said, I want to be a boxer. This is part of the game. And if you're not going to participate, go sit down somewhere, man. Stop saying I'm the best. And you're best friends with a fucking rival. BVO, salute. This is disgusting. You're slowing things up. So then when I follow certain fighters, because they're actually out here trying to get the job done. And I'm saying, okay, well, what's in the way of them getting the job done, getting their job done? Politics and fans. Politics and fans. You enable this crap. There shouldn't be a person on planet Earth that considers themselves a supporter of the sport that doesn't want to see Keyshawn Davis versus Shakur. Did you know Jamil McCline and Chris Bird were not only friends outside of the ring, but they were brothers in Christ? Did you hear what I just said? When I say the people are brothers in Christ, what do you think I'm talking about? They fought. Their wives was in the front row praying and holding hands together. But God damn it, they needed those millions. And it wasn't disgusting. No, it's the competition. Go look it up. Jamil Big Time McCline and Chris Bird. They were brothers in Christ. And their women, their ladies, their wives were sitting in the front row the whole time holding hands. And in between rounds, they held their heads in prayer. There's no malice. Keep grinding, BVO. Keep grinding, good brother. I'm proud of you, for real. This is disgusting, what I'm seeing, man. Akando, my brother, salute. And when you just slow this down and say, hey, man, wait, hold on. What am I looking at here? I'm seeing more lip bumping in malice on the internet than these guys signing contracts. Now, I already know where I'm going with this. Tank Davis. You supporters of this clown, you guys are professional victims. And I can't stand you guys. There's no place in the sport for you guys. You guys are fanatics and you're dirty. You guys you grown men rooting for Tank, and I need you to just pay attention. Listen to what I'm telling you. Broly, what up? Listen to what I'm telling you. You Tank fans are equivalent to female fans chasing around Chris Brown and Usher at these concerts. Do you even understand what I just said to you? Is it registering? Let me help you out a bit.
Why are you gay? No, you can't deny. You are gay. And you got gay friends who are telling everyone how you became the gayest of all of them. Shame. He's gay.
Gay, gay.
Gay!
That means you're gay.
But I kind of think you're gay.
Called you gay, by the way.
What are you, a fag?
Cause bitch, you a fag.
You are bags.
Homosexual.
Yes. Yes, 100%. There's no denying it. There's no getting around it. You guys bite all the pillows. Do you know what it is to be a pillow biter as a man? It's not supposed to happen. When I say pillow biter, maybe y'all don't understand. Y'all laugh at certain things, but let me give you some context. Let me explain it to you. Men, and women for that matter. Well, you know what? Let me talk to the few women that are in my chat. You don't have to co-sign or say anything. You know, be a lady. But when I say pillow biter, you know what that is? Let me talk to the women, and I don't want y'all to don't put yourself on Front Street. Just listen to me. Ladies, when your husband, because I'm going to assume that you're married, or, you know, if you were younger and you had that, coach, what up? And you had that guy that laid it down, right? When he puts you on that mattress, face down, and he get behind you, and he start laying that pipe like you love it, and you're facing that pillow, you start munching on that pillow because you don't want to scream too loud. You're fighting it. You don't want to let him know that he got you. But it's too late. We already know when it's like that. We already know. Callie, I was going to text you today, man. You good brother? That's what I'm talking about. My guy. Yes, sir. Louis Hens, salute. Yeah. You start screaming into that pillow, you start munching on it. That is sexy to see a woman biting on that pillow and you behind her. Giving her what she need. Well, you Tank fans, that's how you envision Tank behind you. Or you want to be behind that little yellow slant-eyed dude. Yes, that's how I view you. You guys get down like that. You're pillow biters. But a majority of you want Tank behind you. You're a power bottom. You're a pillow biting power bottom. You taking all that deep. Because when I'm talking boxing, y'all start talking about something else. Boxing Night in that super chat salute. He says, salute Drew Weed. I don't know if that was a mistype. He says, what has happened in Tank's career? Do you see him or his career crashing out like what's happened to Adrian Broner? I don't see him crashing out like Adrian Broner exactly like that. Because he doesn't have a drug problem. He doesn't have an alcohol problem. But as far as career is concerned, the similarities will be he's gonna, if his career is over, which I really don't care for, because he's not giving me what I want as a supporter of the sport. If his career is over, he's gonna blacklist himself out of the league. Well, the league, out of boxing. Now, let me CB Sports, my brother, salute. Young Abel, salute. Let me say this. I was watching the Last Stand podcast, some clips, and Lou DiBella got on there, and he was asked about Tank, and he said, I mean, he gave it to all these kids. Now, maybe y'all listen to the white man and not listen to us when we say things, and that's fine. All right, but Lou DiBella said a couple of things. First thing he said about Tank. He said, when Tank is on, he's a talent, but I wouldn't waste my money on him. In other words, he said that he did a top 10, if he was starting a promotion, top 10 fighters, and I forgot who he did it with. But he said every time they got the Tank's name, he passed on them. He passed on them. And he said the reason for it is because this little mofo can't get out of his own way. And I agree with that. As talent, and you know what? I'm starting to fall back on the talent thing too. Give me 1 second. Let me answer this call real quick, y'all. Give me 1 second. My bad, y'all. The thing is, anyone that understands business, you really have to consider what you do with a guy like Tank Day. My brother Trick in the building. Salute, brother. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a second. Yes, sir. As a business person, Brooklyn born, salute. The most important part of your business is within the first 2 to 5 years. That could make or break you. As talented as you may think Tank is, and I'm gonna fall back on the talent part because he's not giving me what I want as a supporter of the sport. He hasn't fought anybody that I wanted him to fight. He hasn't. I'm being so honest. I don't care what he did. He hasn't done what I wanted him to do. He's surrounded by contemporaries. He should have a fight every 3 to 4 months. The only thing I can guarantee you he does is fight a chick in a club. And I'm not even making that up. Fight a woman. To get a fight with Tank, these guys got to disguise themselves as a woman. Where's the lie? I'm not lying. So you root for him for what? His gear, his drip, that's what you kids call it? It's drip? Give me a break, I'm 50 years old. His drip? His tattoos? His braided hair? What we doing? D-Main, what up? That's a real block. This is a real block in the Bronx. Shout out to the trolls. This is where I bet their moms. Right here on this intersection right here. Seaman and Cumming. Google it. I swear to God, that's a real intersection in the Bronx. Root for Tank for what? You guys think he's cute. You grown-ass men think he's cute. I'm not making it up. Go to Boxing Eagles page. Y'all saw that letter? When someone sent it to me, I said, nah, he didn't do this. Y'all, okay, I know you don't like the guy, but he didn't do this. He did. And I read it, and I said, this is embarrassing. He actually, and when dudes put things out in writing, you gotta read it. You have to read it. That's why I tell y'all, you can't be running behind these people blindly. There's something wrong with a lot of these dudes on this internet thing. I'm not even kidding. This crazy ass dude, and I think he live in Chicago. What's his name? Spanish dude. What's his name? Wait, somebody he gonna kill somebody. He's crazy. Y'all don't know he's crazy? Y'all don't know he's crazy? He threatened to sexually assault the daughters, Southpaw. The daughters of the people in the LDBC. He called up Fred's show a few years ago, and I watched it like, yo, what the hell's wrong with him? I don't even know who the hell this is. He was on Fred's show talking about, you see that room back there? I got the LDBC daughters back there turning tricks. I said, man, at that time, I don't even know if any of our daughters were legal. But it don't matter. You got women back there doing what? Well, who says that? But I know he don't like the LDBC and people run over there. That's a safe haven. You people are sick. You people are sick. What about the late Wood Stay Real? Got online and said he would sexually assault Black Fight Fan's daughter. At that time, Black Fight Fan's daughters were all underage. But why are you talking about you're going to sexually assault a woman in the first fucking place? Why would you do that? And he took down the video. That situation almost got very ugly for him. I'll just say that. But it's just the internet, right? Yo, Trick, I'll beat the shit out that dude. I'm not even worried about it. He don't even come outside. I know that. I know that. So it is what it is. But these cats, they run behind these dudes. And the whole time, y'all don't know how many times I've been sitting here like, wait a minute. I'm trying to talk boxing. How the hell did we get into this assaulting daughters? And what is that? What is that? I can get passionate about the sport, but I've never crossed the line and said what I will do to someone personally. Anytime I've said that, it's in defense. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Live streams made about all of us. Huh? How did we get here? And it got to the point where now some of these niggas are scared to leave the house. Man, don't you know Coach Malakoon, True Boxing Media, came to New York and didn't leave the hotel room after he saw 78? When 78 said, yo, when you see Drew, you got to get right with him. That nigga ain't leave the fucking hotel room. You know what he did do? He checked out the whole hotel where 78 was, went to another one, and went to Marco's Comedy Club. That was the weekend Devin Fort Ryan. Swear to God, that's a true story. I was outside. And I was looking for him because him and I needed to have a conversation. Did I say beat him up? Did I say stretch him out? Did I say bullet him, get him fast? I ain't say I don't need to. I got shit to lose out here. What the fuck? And how I look beating on him? That dude's like 4'11". For what? How I look beating on him? But we needed to have a conversation, though. He didn't even come outside. And these are the dudes that y'all run behind? Those guys? Okay. Crackhead KQKC? Are you kidding me? Y'all know Fanon crazy. And who was out here trying to protect him? Me. Me. Man, I've done so much. Brooklyn Born, my brother, in that super chat, much love. He says, support the real, hashtag LDBC. Salute to you, good brother. Yes, sir. You've been around from day one. No one can question my loyalty. Any problem that I allegedly have had with people on here, I didn't start it. I never did. Any relationship that doesn't exist anymore, I didn't start it. There's been times I've literally gotten out of bed and saw entire videos about him. I'm like, what'd I do to him? Bitch ass niggas, some, oh, well, I heard you. You heard what? Nigga, you got my number. Call me up on the phone. Not only is it a lie, but goddamn, you take someone else's word over. You got my number, my nigga. What's going on with you? But I thought we were talking boxing. Yeah, Trick, I know. These dudes, like, their bark is real big online. But believe me when I tell you, they never mixed it up. They never had a fisticuffs. I can tell. Guess what? I don't even give a fuck if you was in the military ducking bullets. You could be John Rambo in the Navy. You come back here, you just a nigga on the block. That goes for you military niggas. That goes for you pros that talk crazy. Ain't no refs. Ain't no Jay Nady in the street, nigga. Don't give a fuck who you are. Ain't no Richard Steele in the streets. My nigga, it's real out here. Leave people alone. You know what's interesting, Dowd, about Buckle Up? You can actually, when you listen to these dudes talk, you listen to how they talk, you can tell that when they were in school, they had all kinds of speech impediments and they needed, look, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, who's in special ed or, they got kids in special ed or whatever. But imagine the kids that were in special ed, their parents didn't put them in special ed. Some people need a different kind of help. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some of these niggas slip through the cracks. Their parents just said, ain't nothing wrong with Junior. And everything's wrong with Junior. He's eating pencils. Philip D, salute. Motherfucking Pet Pack. Junior eating pencils. He got all kinds of lead poisoning. He's in 6th grade still wearing a diaper. Now he online harassing niggas. Imagine the kids in special ed that didn't get help. They're all online. Trolling. So when you say buckle up, listen to that dude talk. Listen to him talk. Listen to him talk. I'm like, you know what? Whatever you got going on, that was supposed to be resolved in kindergarten. The system was supposed to identify your problem. Your parents were supposed to get you extra help. So if that didn't happen for you, why am I listening to anything you say in life? Forget boxing for a minute. Why am I listening to you? You guys got to monitor who you listen to. If you can't listen to a guy like Southpaw and say, yo, look, it might be entertaining, just say that, hey, he's entertaining. When he crash out, he's entertaining. I'll listen to somebody for a different reason. I'll give you a perfect example. Kevin Samuels. I was thoroughly entertained by his program. People say, well, Drew, you didn't learn from him? No, I didn't. Want to know why? Everything he fucking said, I've been saying for 2 decades. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm like, oh, man, he's saying the same shit. We used to talk about this shit in the barbershops in the early 90s. And I just listened to him. And one thing I realized is I said, man, all these girls calling up his fucking show. But when he first started, he was getting on dudes for not having their shit together. He did that for like 3 years. And then he had that viral moment with that girl. And then that's when he took off. But I was just listening. I mean, I can't say I learned anything because he's saying shit that I already knew. So I was entertained, and I was co-signing, but I was entertained. I can't say that I learned anything because I knew it already. I really did. I really did. So I enjoyed his programming. Whereas a younger person in his mid to early 20s, probably raised by a single mother, but is trying to figure things out, so he needs a little more help. So he'll tune into Kevin Samuels to learn. So not only is he entertained, but he's also learning. There's a difference. Now imagine someone who sees a fighter and says, hey, I like that Tank Davis kid. He looks like me. He's about my height. He dresses like me. He sounds uneducated like me. That's a thing. That's a thing. That is a thing, I'm telling you. So they confide in that life. They identify with that. They identify with it. And then they go inside. They go inside the internet, they go inside YouTube, and they find all the channels that co-sign what Tank does. And it becomes therapeutic. And then I pop up on their algorithm. Listen, and then you see Tank's face on there. And then I come in here and I start talking about boxing and what Tank hasn't done. Then that same person will say, oh no, you're just a hater, because he's not educated to refute anything that I said about him. How am I a hater? Did he fight any of his contemporaries? No, he hasn't. Well, he fought Ryan. Asshole, what did Ryan Garcia do leading up to the Tank fight? He was never a world champion. You know what he was? Shabazz, salute. You know what he was? He was an internet sensation. And he was a handsome kid to these homosexual men. And these girls liked him like the homo men liked him. He could fight a little bit. And Tank had to drain him. So when you get down to the nitty gritty and they realize they can't have that conversation with you, what do? They go, what do? They go back to Ego. They go back to KO. They go back to Fanon. Some of these niggas might sound smart. But let me tell you something. If I give you a plate and I give you some steamed, seasoned broccoli and a cup of brown rice, and for your protein, I put a turd on there and call it meatloaf, you still gonna eat? Well, go to where it's therapeutic. If you want to slop down that goddamn turd, go to Fanon's channel. Go to Boxing Ego. Go to K-Ho. Start talking about all this mechanical shit. It's bullshit. Nigga throws on his hoodie, turns to the side. Nigga, you in Texas. I know it's like 114 degrees out there. Why do you have a hoodie on in the house? His AC must be bumping. Yo, man, because Tank Davis, man, we will defend Tank Davis against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Tank is the past, the present, the future. He to beat Chavez and Devin Haney on the same night. Bill be capping. If you don't go sit your wannabe thugging, phone thugs in harmony looking ass, sit your ass down somewhere. The fuck? What is wrong with that nigga? That nigga did a short video about me. I laughed my ass off, bro. That shit was funny. I said, this is supposed to make me run his channel and talk to him about what? Watch this, y'all. Name one time I lied on Tank. Name one. All I've said is say, hey, Tank, why haven't you fought any of your contemporaries? Why? That's all I ever said. Devin Haney ran around. He was at 135 for the longest. There was no excuse for this motherfucker not to fight him. The list goes on. Tank, Shakur, Keyshawn, all of these niggas called him out. There was no excuse. What did we get? Rolly. I didn't ask for that. That shit ended exactly how I knew it would. But prior to Rolly, because when Rolly got lied on by them hoes, none of those hoes went to jail, by the way, for lying on him. We got introduced to Isak fucking Cruz. I ain't asked for that either. Raggy? Big Joe Townsend, salute. I ain't asked for that. But he gave it to us, and you know what we said? A Star's Born. Huh? Guess what else we didn't ask for? Lamont Roach. I said, my God, he's picking on a dude smaller than him, but Devin too big for him. Talking to a Tank fan. Hey, who wins between Devin and Tank? Tank. So why aren't they fighting? Devin too big. But who wins the fight? Tank. So why aren't they fighting? Because Devin's too big. But who wins the fight? Tank. So why aren't they fighting? Devin's too big. I mentioned something earlier about special education, right? I don't argue with Tank fans because these niggas are retarded. And some of you are DD, deliberately dumb. With all this information out here, There is no excuse. There is no excuse for you not to acknowledge what's going on. There is no excuse. All I ever asked was this kid to prove it. Because once upon a time, I said, hey, man, it's up for grabs. There's a lot of talent at 35, man. I love it. I said Lomachenko's a threat. Devin's a threat. I said Shakur going to be at 135. He going to be a threat. Tank knocking niggas out. I said, this is a fun time for 35. Teofimo. I said, man, I'm loving this. All these kids need to get together, get your bread, and fight it out, man. I love it. And then everyone started acting like a dick. And then I noticed there was one person really about that action. His name is Devin Haney. I'm like, whoa. Okay, man. All right. Am I lying when I said that Teofimo Lopez ducked Devin Haney? Am I lying? Any Teofimo fans dick watching me right now? Say something, please. Teofimo never wanted to fight Devin Haney. Right now, he's a champion and Devin's a champion. They should be talking about unification right now. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. He's been ducking Devin Haney since birth. When they signed his birth certificate, there's a clause on the back of the birth certificate, never fight Devin Haney. Tio Sr. put that on there. Check this motherfucker birth certificate. Any Tio fans in the chat right now? Say something, please. I got receipts on deck. Please, play with me. I dare you. Go ahead and play with me. I'm not lying. I don't have to lie on this kid. Watch this. When have you ever heard me say that these kids are trash? I never said it. I never said it. I just want these kids to test their mettle. And right now, all I see is Devin Haney looking to fight these guys. These guys found excuses, and they have the support of the system. Let me ask y'all a question. If Ryan Garcia was in Devin Haney's position right now, do you not think Max Kellerman would not be on his show every day screaming that everyone's ducking Ryan Garcia? Now, you heard what I said, right? What if Ryan Garcia was in Devin Haney's position right now? Guess what? If he was, I'd be an advocate for Ryan. I'd be saying, hey, man, why is no one fighting Ryan? I love the sport first. There'd be black content creators doing content every day. No. I got to hold them accountable now. No. Tank and Devin and Keyshawn and Shakur, they're all ducking Ryan. There'd be a video a day about that. Yeah. The disrespect. Let me ask you a question. When Devin Haney and Bill Haney was on 78's channel years ago, and he said, I ain't gonna let that white boy beat me. Do y'all remember the outcry? That shit made ESPN, Fox News. That shit was on CNN. CNN. You see what I mean? But no one watches us though, right? That shit made CNN. 78's channel was on CNN because Devin made a quote unquote racist statement. Okay. What did Ryan Garcia do again? He attacked the LGBTQ elemental P people. He attacked Jews. He attacked the black community and George Floyd. And did he not do that? And what was said? Pretty much give him a break. He was high. Then he turned around and attacked his baby mama. Give him a break. He's having a hard time. Then he said he wants to resurrect George Floyd, delete him again, and join the Ku Klux Klan. Give him a break. He was high. And this is after he popped dirty on drugs. Was suspended for a year. He stop me when I'm lying. Did I lie on him yet? Did I lie yet? Or am I telling you how it happened? Give you the accelerated version. This happened. Comes back, he fights Rolly, gets dropped in the second round, gets up, goes 12 rounds. Rolly smoked him. Wasn't even close. I was there. And took some time off, cried in the car. Stop me when I'm lying. Then goes to a higher weight class, leapfrogs like 25 contenders, fights the weakest champion at 47 and wins. But Devin Haney had to apologize for saying that white boy ain't gonna beat me. And guess what? They eventually fought, didn't beat him either. Now I know you hate Devin, so you don't care about the Ryan. You don't care what Ryan does. You want Ryan to succeed in life. You don't give a shit about whatever he does, because you're a racist and you don't like Devin and his wide nose, and you like the fact that him and Tank are friends, and you like all of that stuff. Hold on, that's my cousin. I'll call her back. All of this stuff. That's what I'm saying. You guys are not supporters of the sport. What you are front runners, and you're spineless jellyfish. And a lot of you are homosexuals. A lot of you are homosexuals. A lot of you are homosexuals. And I know this. I see it in what you type. I see it in your behavior. So this is real revealing. The disrespect. So now Devin, loses his mom. And Tank does what Tank does. He tweets, and I understand that he deleted it. He tweet and delete. That's what he always does that. And the peanut gallery that doesn't do any research, they just believe what's therapeutic. So they go to the Fanons, and they go to the KOs, and they go to the Southpaw TVs, and they go to the crackhead KQKCs and all of this stuff. Look, they said, oh, well, Devin started it. No, he did not. I'm not even on Twitter, and I know how this started. The first shot fired came from Tank. He said his mother was being pimped by guess who? He was saying that Bill was pimping his mom. And then that's when Devin did the Father's Day thing. And then this happened. And then he jumps on Twitter. Inshallah. Word is bond. Okay. All right. And all of you YNs started it. Y'all co-signed it, rather. Let me put y'all on to something. There's something I'm going to talk about on Pep Talk. Y'all know this chick, this chick with the penis, Sydney Starr, that dude, that TV person, that Sydney Starr. Y'all know what that nigga dealing with right now? Sydney Starr, y'all know? Why am I bringing that up? Sydney Starr. Y'all know that you know that nigga? I didn't know what the hell that was until someone broke it down. And I said, oh, hold on. Now peep game. Sydney Starr is now locked up, and the news that I got, I think yesterday or the day before, they can't make bail. Yeah, that's the dude that ruins Chingy's career, and he's a liar. A lot of those, first of all, to be born with testicles and walk around dressed like that, looking to ruin men because you're unhappy in your own skin, that's a mental disorder in itself. This is further proof that, and I wasn't a Chingy fan. I don't listen to that music, but if his career was ruined because of his affiliation, I heard it was over a picture, and she started lying and saying, oh, I was with him sexually, whatever. Then come to find out she admitted that she lied. Too late, his career's over. Now, years later, you notice I said mental disorder now, right? Years later, this is what's she's being held. He's being held because he had some sort of sexual action with a 13-year-old boy. 13, that's what I heard. If I'm wrong, let me know. But allegedly, the male was 13 years old, and it was at a hotel, and he sealed the deal. Now I'm sitting there listening to this, and like maybe that little boy didn't know that was Sydney Starr, and then found out and then got mad and called the police. I don't know. But these little boys be knowing. These little boys be knowing. Wouldn't it be a blip if that little boy did to her, what she did to Chingy, what it did to Chingy? But I heard they got hardcore evidence. Like he really did something with that little boy. Now, is that the sign of a person that's mentally well? Or is this nigga a few French fries short of a Happy Meal? I've seen clips of this dude sitting on podcasts clowning. Dudes interviewing this dude, parading like a woman, and it is clowning how it goes around tricking dudes. And the dudes can't say anything because once they're in there and they done got head and everything else, and now they're trying to plow it and they say, oh, whoa, we got the same plumbing. Yep, and you better not say anything because I'll ruin you. Give me some money. I've seen clips of her sitting on podcasts, standing on that. And the dudes on the podcast laughing. That's not funny. Is that not sexual assault? That's fraud, everything else you could think of. There's no law against that? She lucky she ain't get murdered. And if she had got murdered, then it'd have been like, oh, it's this abuse against trans people. No. She was out there grandstanding on fooling dudes, like how this bitch from the Bronx. I can't think of none of these clowns' name now. Run around talking about, oh, hey, you I got guys drunk and robbed them. Spiked their drinks and robbed them. I'm like, that is a crime. What are we doing here? Cardi B, thank you. Phyllis Nunez in that super chat, he said, Big Truth in the AM, what we talking about today? I just did a pop-up. I had some time. I'm just talking about the current mental state of the world and how boxing is a direct reflection of what's going on in the world. It's a direct reflection. Anwar, salute. Black martial arts, salute. Syriot, salute. Permission to chat, know that I love you. Brandon, what up? Najee, thank you. Cardi B. I'm like, yo, am I in the Twilight Zone? What is this? So now, this dude tried to get bail, and they were like, the judge was like, no. And the judge, I think it was a male black dude. He was like, no. No. It wasn't a male black dude. I was watching another case. This 13-year-old Latin kid shot and killed this 21-year-old. And he was in court talking about, no, I just want to go home and be a good boy. And the mother was like, yeah, you know, he's the good boy, whatever. PGA, salute. And the judge was like, no. He knew what he was doing when he picked up that AK-47. What do you mean? You failed as a parent. He was out his house with a gun. Where were you? Notice the mother was in court talking, not his father. So, there you go. Thank you, Rolly. Extortion is a crime. And this bitch was on the couch, and these dudes will never come forth. They're embarrassed. And this dude is on there looking like a woman, acting a damn fool. Where were the people marching for men's rights when that fat chitlin with a BBL, Saucy Santana, said he would grape what's that DJ's name? He said he'd beat him up and grape him. I'm like, this nigga ain't say that. Something gonna happen. Nothing happened. Trill Will, salute. Snoop, what up? I'm telling you, that elemental P community, that's a mob. That's a mob. Academics, yeah. He literally said. And then last week, didn't this dude said kids want to F him? And then he jumped on some chick's podcast, tried to clean it up, and these women, yo, listen, y'all women be the enemy. Y'all are the fucking enemy. And I'm laughing at y'all dumbasses too. You know why? While men was trying to say, hey man, if you gay, that's one thing. But if you throwing on a wig and trying to use the goddamn ladies' room where my daughter or my niece or my wife is in there, nah. I draw the fucking line. All of a sudden, we're called what? Transphobe? No. I don't want no 6 foot tall, big belly white nigga with a wig on in the bathroom with any female from my goddamn family. That's it. There's something wrong. And then when we say no, there's something mentally not right with them, they're not right. And while we were standing against that, you know who was fighting us? Other women. Other naturally born women. But you know what? Time reveals all truth and the lies up at the long way to the truth. Because you know what happened about 2 weeks ago? Who's that 7 foot tall nigga that used to play for the goddamn Blazers? I forgot his name. I remember watching him play though. You know what? He has the WNBA having meetings about what's a woman. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure I know what a woman is. You know who was running around talking about your sex is pretty much how you feel, and sometimes doctors get it wrong when you're born? Women were saying that. And y'all fought with us and fought with us and fought with us. And then all of a sudden, Enes Kanter says, I want to go to the WNBA. Now y'all want to have a goddamn meeting about what a woman is? No. Stop. I thought it was about how you feel. So, with that being said, since it's that, I just watched, Trill Will, who's the dude, I think he's a Republican, He got a YouTube channel. But you know what, though? I fucks with him. Because every time I see a clip of him on Capitol Hill, he's interviewing, he got these women on Congress, and they're having these conversations. These women be doctors talking about having a debate about what a woman is. Wait, hold on. Let me go to my Instagram. Because I was just watching something this morning, and I couldn't believe it, man. I said, wait, she's a doctor? Hold on. I'm going to play this for y'all. This bitch is a doctor. Hey, hold on. Wait, where is that? All right, well, this ain't it, but listen to this, y'all. Listen.
Pregnancy prevention program for transgender boys. I can't even say this without laughing. Do you think that is a useful form of our tax spend?
I am not familiar with that grant, but I think bench research, government investment in scientific and
teen pregnancy for transgender boys.
The debate is teen pregnancy for transgender boys, and they're looking for a grant for that. Do you hear this?
Do you think that is a useful spend of our tax dollars?
I think government investment in all kinds of scientific research is of the utmost importance.
Including pregnancy prevention for transgender boys. Okay.
Pregnancy prevention for transgender boys. Ladies and gentlemen, the world has gone fucking crazy. And suddenly, boxing makes sense. $704 Joe, salute, good brother. Much love. I can't think of the other man's name. I thought I saved it. But he was on Capitol Hill arguing with, hey man, this chick, Lindsay Clancy, this other bitch smiling at the courthouse. I'm like, yo, this is a murder trial for 3 babies. And you know what else I found out? That hoe she had access to all kinds of help. Yo, they said her fucking husband made like over 400 grand a year, something like that. I was bugging. I said, oh shit, they were rich. What the fuck was her problem? You know what wasn't her problem? Bills. Bills were not her problem. If I heard it correctly, I heard dude made on the upside of $400K a year. There's a lawyer that said, hey man, she had access to everything, but let me tell you, and this is why I might do pep talk tonight. If I get a moment, I'm gonna do the Painful Excellence podcast tonight. Listen, man, this case is gonna sway. This is very pivotal. You listen, when this bitch is found guilty, there needs to be a law put into Congress and name it the Lindsay Clancy law. Because right now, this lawyer said, man, she had more access to everything. There was no excuse for this. And there's people on the stand saying, no, I don't think she was crazy when she did that. These are professionals. This case is gonna reshape how custody is dealt with in the system now. You watch what I tell you. Brothers UK, salute, man. Always great to see you. He says, peace, brother. Peace to you, good brother. Much love, man. Thank you so much. This is going to change everything. And I love it. I love it. For too long, dudes have been paying child support. And when it's time for them to see the babies, the mother is poisoning the kids mentally. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. This shit is crazy. Stormy in the building. See, women, y'all have dug your own graves. It's deeper than Kevin Samuels. And in fact, that man's been going for what, a good 5 years? Y'all have not gotten married since then. Y'all still fat. And now y'all killing babies? And I'm saying y'all because of the support that this woman has gotten, and y'all still blaming this woman's husband? He had absolutely nothing to do with this. In fact, she taunted him when she did it. This is disgusting. The fact that that woman has raised $1 million. The fact that they're lined up with pink shirts in support of her. This is just what the fucking doctor ordered. That lawyer says, man, I got dudes saying, hey, man, my wife is, dealing with the same thing. I just saw a video this morning. A woman walking, she says, sometimes I feel like accidentally tripping and throwing this baby into that thing. You know what she was walking past? A fucking wood chipper. And I also heard that all these women that are doing these goddamn YouTube videos, FBI are going to put cases on all you hoes. So now dudes are going to be going to court and they're going to bring up Lindsay Clancy. Hey, man, look, man, she did this, and I videoed this, and I'm just afraid that she's going to Lindsay Clancy my babies. What about the Spanish chick with her 2 daughters and burning? She poured candle wax on them. Luckily, those kids are okay. But it became a thing. You bitches are crazy. It's just what we've been saying. And y'all gotten bold. So y'all deleting your babies. Y'all enabled these transformers to do what they do. And now you got Sydney essaying a 13-year-old. Now it's a double-edged sword here. I personally think that the 13-year-old knew. It's just that some of these little niggas, these YNs get down like that. You think I'm playing? Hey, look, I'm going to go on record saying this. I think Tank Davis is a homosexual. That's what all this acting out is. He's fighting something else. I think he's struggling with his sexuality. No grown man gets so mad at a fucking woman that he wants to put mitts on him. I mean, you can get mad if you want to put mitts on anybody. But a woman, if she's not attacking you, you could leave her standing there talking by herself. But every time I turn around, he's going upside a woman head. You never hear him beating up some dude that walked past him in the street. Yo, Tank, you a pussy, nigga. What? Oh, Tank Davis put his foot up some nigga ass today. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, he about that action. But he's not. Hoe ass. Hoe ass. When it's a woman, he's walking up in her place of work. Oh, sure will. I heard about that. Yeah, I did. Matter of fact, I saw that this morning. It was a great grandmother in there too, like in her 90s too. 8 people in total. So what you know what I'm saying, right, Trill? What we supposed to do? Go down to where the hearing's being held and wear a black shirt in support of him? Yo, man, this family just got on his nerves, man. I understand. I be wanting to put the boots to grandma too, right? We supposed to do that. Yeah, but I think Tank is struggling with his sexuality. That's the first thing. The second thing is, just like I think this 13-year-old kid is, I think he knew who Sydney Starr was. Sydney still was supposed to say, hey, man, you 13, get out of here. But if you find out he's a PDF file. Now, that 13-year-old, I would love to talk to that 13-year-old's mother or father. I know he has one. Somebody made him. I want to know what's good. I want to know what's good. How do you feel about your 13-year-old boy being, I don't know what time of the day it was, but damn, where was he? He's supposed to be in a 13 years old. What was I doing? I was in the basketball court. So how do you feel? Hell, I mean, if it's a woman, I wouldn't be surprised if she sent her son to do that. Hey, Drew, why would you say that? Hey, man, y'all remember those texts that came about with that woman? And she sent her underage kid to go meet with R. Kelly. These kids were auditioning for something. I read the text on one of my shows. You're supposed to have your hair in ponytails. You know he liked them young. It was in the text. It didn't help him any. But the fact that was a woman that literally was pimping out her daughter, I said, hey, man, this isn't new behavior. One round with George, my brother, salute. Tim, what up? This isn't new behavior. These chicks been doing this. The world has gone crazy. So all of this stuff with Lindsay Clancy and the women pimping out her daughter to R. Kelly and this 13-year-old kid, I think he knew. I wouldn't be surprised if his mom put him up to that. I wouldn't be surprised. And, you know, shame on that dude for going through with the deal. And I hope you get locked up. I hope you get all that time. Well, you right where you want to be. You surrounded by penis, and somebody gonna be banging them silly. You right where you want to be, right? This is great. Life, boxing has become a direct reflection of life. The world's crazy. So is boxing. To the point where we support Errol Spence. Y'all hated him. The haters hated him. We support Deontay Wilder. Y'all hate Deontay. We support Devin Haney. Y'all hate Devin. Now watch this. Errol, y'all said, was a drunk. Whatever. I'm not going to fight with y'all on that. He admitted that he had some problems. So it's okay for him to admit that he had problems. But y'all was sympathetic towards Ryan Garcia.
What?
Oh, well. Growing with soul, my brother, salute. Rick Blackwell, salute. Deontay Wilder, all he has is a right hand and he can't box. Ah! And y'all allowed that fat Brit come through here and cheat and say all kinds of weird shit. But y'all crying over Pritchard Cologne. Uh-oh. Watch out. How dare you? How dare you? You're crying over Pritchard Cologne? Why? Deontay was cheated 3 times. But you don't care. His skin's too dark. He can't box and all this other weird shit. Right. So now we get to Devin Haney. Devin Haney can box. Y'all said he was pillow-fisted. I'm looking at his KO ratio. That's not a reflection of pillow fist. As a matter of fact, his KO ratio is higher than Shakur, who is pillow-fisted to the point where he's broken his hand several times. He's not a knockout artist. As a matter of fact, Aaron, salute. As a matter of fact, he was called boring, and I got on here on my channel and defended him. Say, yo, fuck that. When he fought Zepeda, and he was going toe-to-toe with him, y'all remember my post-fight? I said, okay, kid, you got it out your system? I said, don't you ever fight like that again. You always fight your fight. These clowns ain't in it, and as soon as you lose, they're going to clown you. You know that. You always fight your fight. That's all I said. I defended Shakur. Go check my work. Oh yeah, True Boxing Night. It's Tank. Basically, I'm not gonna say word for word what he said, but he said, funny how he was just talking about my mom, and his mom is laying down like how he laid down. He's referring to Devin losing to Ryan. Like for some reason he won't let that go. Even when it's not a loss, it's a no contest, and it was from a cheating racist. And you know why he can't let it go? Because he's a homosexual. I'm not lying. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but you already know what time it is. That was after the meltdown. That was after the George Floyd thing. Don't matter. Don't matter. Now watch this. K-Ho came on here and said, no, that was before all of that. All right, cool. Let's say it was before all of that. Or after all of that, whatever. You still bringing up that Ryan Garcia fight, nigga? Ryan Garcia is a scumbag, period. If you're black, you shouldn't be uttering Ryan Garcia's name in anything positive, period. Bottom line. In any knuckle dragger that walks around here talking about, I ought to keep it boxing. I ought to keep it boxing.
Nigger.
You go and keep it boxing, man. I already know how I know how you get that.
Nigger.
I know what he said, though. I know what he said, but you know, I'm from a boxing standpoint.
Nigger.
Yep. I see all you big knuckle draggers, man. Yo, watch this. Imagine if Deontay Wilder did this.
Tyson Fury being spoken to by Ben Davison. And there's the moment. The pre-fight kiss. I have never, ever seen that before.
Now, listen to me. No black fighter would be extended any courtesy if they even joked like that. I'm dead serious. You don't play like that, bro. Ryan Garcia finds Gorlak the Destroyer attractive. That's a fat transformer. The fat transformer finds him attractive. He wasn't joking. He wasn't joking. He was dead serious. So when you run behind these guys, you're literally running behind these guys.
What are you, a homo?
When you run behind these YouTubers who support these guys. BFTB told you the story about Fanon and, you know, nigga threw his wife out the hotel, calls BFR, come over, let's go chill. It's 3 a.m. 1 or 2 a.m, something like that. It was an ungodly hour, nothing was open. What you want them to come back to the room for? Fuck was that? Now listen, y'all, I knew about that story for a while. As a matter of fact, I knew about that story when it happened. I didn't say anything. You know what I said to myself? Uh-oh. Well, You go head back to Fanon's room at 3 a.m. This will be your ass. Lock your ass in there with him and his fucking German Shepherd. His argument is going to be Mike Tyson's argument. What the fuck was Desiree doing at his hotel room at 3 a.m? You're gonna say the same thing. Well, he knew I'd get down like that. Why would he come to my house at 3 a.m? Exactly.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
Okay. Yeah, all right. Say, nigga, what was you trying to do with BFTB if he came back to the room that night?
Bukaki.
Oh, got it. Southpaw TV was talking about our daughters. So not only is he a PDF file, but he's a grapist. Right? Same thing with Wood Stay Real. You know, rest in piss, because he dead. Right? This motherfucker, Ego wrote, I read the list and I said, yo, he really put this out, bro? He really put this out? He put it in writing, and you know what that is? When you can't hide who you are, it comes out at the damnedest of moments, man. Yo, I'll never forget. All right, look. Right. Oh yeah, Hen Dog. I might do pep talk tonight. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it on my other channel. I was at work back in the days, right? I was at work, and this dude had gotten pulled over. He made a right turn, and it was a hit intersection. They were catching people on cell phones. There's a thing where the police hide around the corner. They do it in all cities, and they catch people. They see you on your phone, and then when they pull you over, you be like, I ain't on your phone. It's like, nah, we already saw you, bro. So this dude made a right turn. He got pulled over. Black dude jumps out the car. The sergeant says, yo, man, get back in the car, man. It's not that serious. You made a right turn. It says no right turns in here. So at first, dude was like, what do you mean? This is what you guys do all day? You said? And sergeant was like, yeah, this is what we do all day. What are you talking about? You the sign's right there. You made a right turn, man. Look, you're wrong. I mean, goddamn, you ain't got nothing else to do. So at first, dude was some burly black dude. And then when he was issued that summons, when he saw how much it was, he jumped out the car, and next thing you know, this nigga turned to a diva. What do you mean? I gotta pay $150 for a right motherfucking turn. And he had his hand on his hip. We was like, yo, what? Oh shit, he's a fairy. His head started going side to side. Yo, I did not see that. Because when he jumped out the car first, he was like, yo, come on, man, what y'all doing? And I ain't think nothing of it. He sat back down, and then when he handed him the summons, he jumped out. His voice got high. His head started going side to side. I was like, oh shit. Oh, he had a girl in the passenger side. And I'm like, okay, that's not his girl. That's like his girlfriend. He pounded on the hood of the car. He got his hands on his hip. This dude was the size of Uncle Phil from the fucking Fresh Prince, whom I heard was a fairy in real life. I was like, oh shit, look. Yo, that was crazy. That was crazy. He got in the car and left, and we all looked at you. We was dying laughing like, yo, ain't no way that 6'5" fat nigga was gay. Yep. But when he first got stopped, I wasn't thinking about it. Then when he jumped out, when he saw the goddamn ticket, next you know, he turned into auntie. What is this? What do you mean it's $150? I was like, yo, whoa. Is he joking? The girl got out the car, was like, oh, wait, you got to excuse him. I was like, yo, look, just tell him to get in the car and go. It's already done, man. You need that. It's like, yo, why is that nigga acting like a bitch? Because he's a bitch. And what I'm telling you guys, some of you, y'all are following these women, these chicks with dicks online. Marcus Walls, my brother in that super chat, much love, man. He said, salute, bro. Good to see you back. Not permanently. I just had some time this morning. I'm just doing short videos for now. And me and Stormy rocking out on Sundays and Mondays on his channel, right? And, my schedule changed. So, it's all good. But I'm always going to be pumping out videos, though. I appreciate y'all. Much love, man. Thank you, guys. You put Tank in a blender, I'm willing to bet he'll start popping it. I already told y'all, Jamel Charlo, when he got put in the blender, it came out. His head started going side to side. I said, uh-oh. I started looking around like, yo, y'all see that? You can't hide who you are, bruh. It comes out when you get triggered correctly. When you get triggered correctly, boom, there's no hiding it, bro. There's no hiding it. It's over for you. I'll never forget that big nigga jumped out. He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, yo, what? Let me mind my business. He turned into auntie right in front of us. Nah, Daryl, wait. Yo, what press conference was that? Was that that was the first, what you call it, right? Oh, man, he was, wait, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hold on, Jamel Charlo Harrison presser. It was the presser. It was a Tony Harrison presser. And this thing, yeah, wait, hold on. I think I found it. Hey, wait, hold on. Hold on. I gotta share the screen. Hold on. All right, Pete, bro. This ain't all of it. But there was a part where his head started shaking. I was like, yo, hold on.
Yeah, 5, 6 bodyguards can walk around him and say, look, I'm gonna escort this man because he know he can't with me. I'm gonna walk out by myself, and every time I see him and every time I feel disrespect, shut up. Shut up. So you can't shut up. Shut up. Anybody like you can walk out. Shut up. Oh, let me tell you did this. Shut up. It takes a conversation from like I'm a twin. You're right. And I can tell you got the little man syndrome. Like, yo, I can tell Jamal been beating your since you was a kid. Because you got little man syndrome. Like, one can be silent, the other one can be a I don't even understand. He had to be beating your from sitting yay high. He had to. Because you just the ultimate.
Nah, that's not the one. That's not the one. But yo, I gotta find it because there was a part and it was that, I think it was that presser. I was like, bro, he gotta watch how he respond because I'm into mannerisms, man. When I'm talking with somebody, I'm always watching their hands. That's like a safety thing for me. I'm watching your hands. I'm scanning the area. I gotta watch, and I saw that in him. I said, you know, maybe he's watched his moms argue a lot. Maybe, I don't know. But you know, although that 13-year-old boy with Sydney Starr, he's legally, he can't make his own decisions when it comes to his penis. I think he knew what that was, and I think he did it on purpose. I wouldn't be surprised if his mama sent him down to do it, or he did it because he wanted to, but that doesn't negate the fact that Sydney is a goddamn PDF file and she need to be behind bars. But that 13-year-old boy know what he's doing, just like these grown-ass men know what they're doing when they're running behind these goddamn fighters and these YouTubers. Y'all know what y'all doing? Look, man, I used to be in Ego's chat. And there'd be a random dude coming up there, yo, dude, I know about you. You gay. Because he's from the Bay Area. And from what I understand, there's a part of the Bay Area. I think the Bay Area, and I say this respectfully, is it true that the Bay Area has the biggest, San Francisco, has the biggest homosexual, neighborhood? So there be dudes going in this chat, yo, I know you, I seen you, and da-da-da-da-da, with his government name, I guess. And, they block him or whatever. Now, I'm like, now that I think about it, no smoke, salute. Now that I think about it, years later, I see that letter, those rules. You know what he said that sticks out? And this probably went over a lot of people's head. But he said, it was the reasons to like Tank Davis. He said, knockout artists will put you on a poster. Fun to watch. And then later on, he says, exciting to watch. And I'm like, wait a minute. He already said that. Why is he saying it again? Fun to watch. And I said, oh shit. No. Now watch this. This is me talking about Beyonce, right? Beautiful performer, excellent singer. And then one of my next points about why I like her is I get excited watching her. Exciting to watch. Did I not say the same thing, or am I saying two different things? I'm saying two different things. She's a brilliant performer and she could sing. And then my next point is exciting to watch, meaning as a man, I like watching all of that bouncing on stage with her because she's gorgeous. So one is acknowledging her talent, and the other is acknowledging her sexy. That's exactly what Ego did. And he put that shit in writing. Go look at it. Go find it. I did a video on it. I said, God damn, that's the same thing, man. Wait, whoa. It's not. He's telling you knockout artists will put you on a poster. To me, that's the exciting part. But he said, knockout artists put you on a poster, and then the next point, somewhere, I don't know if it was the immediate point or the point before, then he said, exciting to watch. Meaning, Tank turns him on. If I say a fight is exciting to watch, I'm talking about the performance in the ring. I'm not going to separate the two. Exciting to watch. Oh, he comes from my city. And he's a knockout artist. Wait, dial it back. You said he was exciting to watch. What did you mean by that? What did you mean by that? And you know what? He did that whole video or wrote that shit out of emotion because he got tired of hearing guys like us hold Tank accountable. He take it as offensive, and being that he has a big platform, he put that down and he put it in writing and had motherfuckers co-signing that shit. And because it's in defense of Tank and Tank can do no wrong to you, y'all run behind him and say, yeah. Don't you know you following a gay man? Hey, am I making that up? Daryl, word up. All these dudes, I saw Fag 7 on Coach's channel. To be honest, I might have been at work. But I couldn't even sit through the replay. And it's no disrespect. I hit the like button. There's no disrespect to my brother Coach. But I don't like Mag. And I know Coach gave him the business on there. But there's no getting through the niggas like, and I stress the word niggas. There's no getting through the niggas like Mag 7, Fag 7. Tank is attacking Clarissa for what? Listen, I don't agree with everything that Clarissa has done, but I draw the line at her being an athlete. I don't agree with her saying she wants to fight Keith Thurman. I said, man, Keith will beat the shit out of her. She's a woman. She's a woman, man. She's not fighting Rolly. Listen. Rolly will fuck her up. He's a man. I watched Clarissa get dropped in sparring by that Ukrainian dude or whatever he was. She got caught in the exchange. She got knocked on her ass. If that was a pro bout, she'd have been destroyed. But let her talk her shit. The fight's not happening. It's over with. But I draw the line of her being an athlete. She's an instant classic. Bottom line. That's why I don't tolerate any disrespect on what she's accomplished in the sport of boxing here. If you want to talk about her mouth and what she's talking about, like what she do to a man, whatever, man. Y'all notice I don't talk about that? My nigga, I'm from New York City. I'm from the Bronx. I grew up with bitches thinking, yo, I'll beat up a man. I've seen bitches try. They haven't won. I've seen chicks run up. I've seen 2 chicks run up on one dude, and they get flung around in the street. Exactly, Stormy. He wouldn't even throw the punch hard. He knocked her right on her ass. Rolly will kill her. You wanna know how I know? Y'all boy, not saying y'all, but y'all boy Tank said Rolly was the hardest puncher he ever fought. Not Ryan, not Cruz, Rolly. How many times we joked about Rolly having what we call retard strength? Rolly's confirmed strong. He's strong. He'll beat the shit out of Clarissa. He could come in at 150 or 147. Clarissa could come in at 170. He will fuck her up. Man's strength is different. So now moving on, as what she's done for female boxing, what she's accomplished as an athlete, she's a classic. That's why I don't tolerate any disrespect towards her. Hold on, y'all. Got to answer when the wife calls. Anyway, so now that we know that, Tank, don't he got her whole picture on his troll account? Why are you doing that, bro? Why are you doing that? He has her picture on a troll account? Did I see that correctly? Why would you do that? You know why? Because Tank Davis is a homosexual. You're that consumed that you put her fucking picture there? Why would you do that, man? Man, why would you do that? He's a clown ass dude. And niggas run behind him because they want to be behind him or have him behind him. What I tell you, they're power bottoms and pillow biters. Power bottoms and pillow biters. PB. Anytime he's in trouble, it's involving a woman, right? whether they shoving his toothbrush in baby shit, or trying to hit a pregnant bitch with a car and leaving the scene. Stop me when I'm lying. Or running up into the club because fucking with her was worth more than that $40 million payday, and then getting chased around by U.S. Marshals. Did I lie on him just now? Did I lie on him? But that's y'all man. Because we will defend Tank Davis against all enemies, foreign and domestic. K-Ho. Y'all go ahead and run behind that nigga. That nigga gay. He a midget like Tank. He light-skinned like Tank. And he gay like Tank. Got a whole wife at home. It's your bed, dude. I think you take it in the ass. I think his wife pegs him. I don't like Tank fans. Y'all are not boxing supporters. Y'all like that boy. Y'all are Sydney Stars. Y'all are the Sydney Stars of boxing. You know what? I'm starting it. Tank Davis fanatics are the Sydney Stars of boxing. Y'all like little boys. Tank look like a little boy. That's what it is. It's deeper than him having tats and being light-skinned with slant eyes. Y'all like them boys. The Sydney Star fan base of boxing. Tank Davis fans. Did Fag 7 not say he started watching boxing during the Ryan Garcia fiasco? That nigga got moist watching this kid with his shirt off fighting Ryan Garcia. Yeah, Brother Reef, that's definitely a Rumble Live. Tank Davis fans are the Sydney Stars of boxing. The PDF files. Guys, it's crazy. Sick of it. Well, I'm going to end my live here. Brother Champside is live. I'm going to jump in his chat. It's gym time anyway. I'm going to head to the gym. I'm going to listen to my brother Champside. Man, salute to y'all. This was a pop-up live. I might be live tomorrow. I don't know. I might be live tomorrow, but I might do Pep Talk, Painful Excellence Podcast. Y'all follow me over there. If y'all are not subscribed, hold on. Let me get y'all the link to the Painful Excellence Podcast. Want to make sure that y'all subscribe to me. I still do content over there. You know, I've just been all over the place. You know, life is lifing. We put this up here for you. And y'all follow me on Patreon also. That's the link to Pep Talk. I might be live tonight to talk about this murderous demon, this baby killer. I might go live. Let me show y'all this before I get out of here. I'm really gonna show y'all this. Yeah, Lindsey Clancy, huh? Oh, you nuts. Hey, who's that? Oh. Who was that at the end? Y'all remember the Canadian crippler, Chris Benoit, a.k.a. Wild Pegasus, a.k.a. the Rabid Wolverine, Chris Benoit. Y'all remember him? Yeah, if I go live tonight, I'll be talking about him. There was nobody lined up talking about he was troubled. Right? They wasn't hearing no CTE with him, right? One of his famous moves was a headbutt. You mean to tell me his shit wasn't rattled? And you know what? I said, man, I wasn't hearing it. Y'all know what that dude did. If y'all don't know who Chris Benoit is, Google him. And Google, the WWE won't even acknowledge his existence anymore. They did it first, and then when they found out what he did, they were like, uh-oh, nope. Yeah, Google that name. The Canadian Crippler. Google how he went out. Nobody was lined up supporting him. Fuck out of here. Man, salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the PayPal. I don't have Cash App anymore because shit kept getting hacked. Salute to DHP.
Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be.
And death to all you knuckle draggers, man. Bronx on death.
All my troubles come more nigga. Yeah, it makes me mad. Why you niggas are so against somebody for you?
How much longer do you think your mouth
makes me so mad. Long enough to beat your ass if you fuck up. That's right. You might not get out of the stadium tonight. You gotta be cool because you've been watched.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.